The sky is falling!
Yes, that should be your initial reaction. First loss in regulation since January 22nd, a 15-game point streak, 14-0-1. Let's all lose our minds. We can still be upset about it. It's okay. This is the DLS Stars postgame show. Luds and I are here to break it all down. And do I have a new song for you? Yeah, I know you probably don't feel like celebrating. We're still going to have some fun here on the postgame show, which starts right now. Hi, everybody. This is the DLLS Stars postgame show live here from our podcast studios alongside Craig Ludwig, our producer Ryan Vaughters. I'm Owen Newkirk. Before we get to tonight's postgame show festivities, we have something new to show for you. If you didn't see our pregame show, I said, oh boy, we need some fanfare. And we didn't have anything pre-planned, so Ryan just did the air horn drop, which I sound so dumb doing, but whatever, it's fun. Well, our GM Ben heard me say we need fanfare music, and he didn't quite get the assignment, but we have new t-shirt music. 3, 2, fuck you.
It's a mother effing t-shirt song! Everybody buy one and sing along with the mother effing t-shirt song! Get the graphic right!
Yes, indeed. That we have two new t-shirts. We're laughing because Ryan hit the wrong button.
No, I think he hit the right button.
It actually worked out quite well.
It's a good night to hit it.
It was nice, yeah. 3-2 bleep
Brain
you.
fog.
Brain fog, indeed. Brain fog Vaughters over there. There's your new nickname for him, Let's.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So we have two new shirts that dropped today, and you're getting maybe your first look at it. The Robo and the Wyatt shirts. We've never had a Robo shirt. This is our first. This is the second Wyatt one alongside with the what bit?
16.
Very good, Luds. He's sharp. No brain fog for Mr. Ludwig tonight.
No, I'm just used to it.
You just know how to deal with it. That's right. So anyway, check those out, alldls.com, and our diehards get 20% off, as they always do. So order those today. They are going to be flying off the shelves. And yes, for those of you that enjoyed that so much, I will probably ask Ryan to play the t-shirt song later. Maybe we can play it during Luds' live merch read a little bit later. Yeah, okay. Oh, man, there are some grumpy people in the chat already. Luds, they haven't lost a game since January 22nd. Their last regulation loss.
Wait. What are they grumpy about first?
Why they lost. I mean, there's been...
They lost because that team that they played tonight, I think they're called the Utah Mammoth, scored more goals than they did.
They did.
That's it. They didn't really play a much better game. They took advantage of some missed...
They literally won the third period and won the hockey
poor
game.
Decisions tonight at times. And you know what? Casey wasn't... there were a couple goals that he would like to have back.
My goodness, we have some... Boy, it's just... You've seen the old cartoons where the dark rain cloud is following the guy,
right? On him all the time.
No matter where he goes. Swear to you, is 15 games with a point, 14-0-1 not good enough?
Isn't this where he hits the sky is falling button?
The sky is falling. Well, right now we got to be nice to Ryan.
He's brain fog.
Listen, we're going through it a little bit here. I think
3, 2, 1. Brain fog.
I think that our intrepid beat reporter, who's not here tonight, Sam Nessler.
Where is he, by the way?
I believe he's more sick than the rest of us.
Oh.
So if I sound lousy, just imagine what Sam sounds like. And so Ryan, I think, is dealing with it. That's why he's fighting all the things over there. You can hear me. I don't have enough cough drops to get through this. Mr. 2 pork chops in every can.
Well, I have the elixir for it.
Your immune system is on 100 right now. I love it. So that's a good thing. And did you have a good birthday yesterday?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you guys know it was Letty's birthday yesterday? We talked about it on the show.
Yeah, I'm sure they've all heard about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good day. We went to Haywire out in Plano.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good spot.
Good time.
3 levels.
Yeah.
Yeah, outdoor little
And
area.
you made sure.
We made sure I got to all 3 levels yesterday and last evening. Yeah. So.
And then you didn't have to worry about getting any germs because you
we killed them all.
blasted your entire system with it.
all.
I love it. All right, pardon me. I'm going to have a couple of those coughs during the show, but let's get to it tonight, lads. The main takeaways, first and foremost, a loss was bound to happen. We talked about in the pregame show. There are now 15 games left in the season for Dallas in the regular season, then a playoff series, or 2 or 3 or 4, we hope. There's no way they were going to go without a regulation loss for the last month and a half of the season, right?
Yep.
Well, now it's about a little bit. It's just about a month. They weren't going to run the table. As good as they've been, and it's fun as it's been, you had a feeling one of these games was going to creep in there. And honestly, I didn't think the Stars played that poorly. There were a couple of players who I didn't think looked super great. And for the first time in a little while, their goaltending wasn't one of the strengths of the game.
Yeah, but Nostradamus called that one. Even the Detroit.
Do you want to tell everybody how you jinxed Casey DeSmith's game tonight?
I didn't jinx him because I didn't even show you guys till the end of the show. I didn't jinx anybody.
Okay, but why don't you explain the text message that you sent me a little while ago, or our group?
Well, what did it says? Okay,
we've got this here, 7:05 p.m. today.
It says Casey due for an off night. He's just been so damn good all year long.
He has. What struck you?
Like just sometimes you watch things and we don't get to see the whole warm up.
Nope.
When you do get to see little clips of
We're
it,
working here,
and you watch a goalie, and they just move differently, and maybe not at the same. Just a puck goes in on them, and again, it's warm up. It doesn't matter. You're supposed to hit them in the pads, and so I don't know. Maybe it's just law of averages too, a little bit. I mean, he's been so steady and so good, and the Keller goal that went in over his shoulder, that's just an unbelievable shot. That's not on, in my opinion, that's not on Casey. Now, some people will say it's the old V8 or the VH or what the hell ever they call it.
RV8.
That's the new 7-hole. That's where that is, because when goaltenders do that, that's where, and there's quite a few goals now that are being scored like that. And they're all from the top end players in the league.
You're absolutely right that Keller knew that was a spot.
Oh, he looked right
but
for it.
From that corner, to me, that's not look. We get to bring Sean on. He's our goalie expert, and he will say this. So I'm saying this, but I'm echoing what he said before. He said nowadays goalies are all trained to do that RVH technique, even when the situation does not call for it.
Sure.
So it opens up holes because they do that. Well, in that situation, with nobody around his net and Clayton Keller over in the corner, stay on your feet, son. Just stand up. It'll hit you.
But I think they're engineered. They're geared to do certain things.
It's almost robotic like doing that.
And so that's now the last one that went short side probably not so much. But regardless, the Keller one we're talking about, that sometimes I say this a lot because I think goalies today, all of them are great goaltenders. Sometimes you have to give credit to the shooter.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, look, Keller's an
and you don't think
talent.
that in practice those guys are doing that? And maybe not necessarily with goalies in there, but they'll go down to the goal line. They'll go, they'll hit that short side high.
You're absolutely right, except that how many friends you think they're not making if you try to ping one off the side of your teammate's helmet in the middle of practice.
Starters.
I was going to say, they would not like that.
Backups, that's your job.
Yeah.
You get dinged like that. That's just that they're working on their
craft
craft too.
If you said, hey, Eddie, I need to work on a couple of short side highs off the
Eddie would have had Roman Turek come in the net.
Or he would have thrown a stick at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, the amount of things, look, it's been going really well for the Stars, right? I guess the one thing, if there's, look at Man U fans being silly. Turnovers, trade everyone. Like, some people are being funny, but some people are being serious. I just wonder about I didn't think the Stars played a bad game. I didn't think they played a great game. It felt like they were a little off, but it was 2-2. They had a huge edge in high dangers the first 2 periods, but didn't have the score to show for it. And then they lost a third period at home in a game that they should be able to win, even though the Mammoth are a good team trying to hold on to a playoff spot, which they're doing tonight.
We'd be foolish not to think that Glenn Gullickson, Neil, Elaine have all been waiting for this game.
Oh, yeah.
It's just how are they going to come into the room and say it? They're going to say, hey, we weren't going to win them all. Now we stopped the bleeding now. And it's not, you're not bleeding.
Well,
you're not even nicked up. We stop it. We start winning. We start winning in 2 days from now.
They're playing Colorado on Wednesday.
Yeah,
you don't think that one's going to be a
more
wound up
important
game?
to win than tonight's game
Yeah.
was. So again, it'll be a good game to stop the bleeding. But again, they're going to come out. They'll have a different level of the way that they play the beginning of that game because it is Colorado. And it is an important game. You can climb into this. And, now obviously, we're going to be watching tomorrow when Colorado plays Pittsburgh.
Is that tomorrow?
I think it's tomorrow. I think pretty much everybody's playing every other day. So if I'm wrong, I'm off by a day. So I believe that they play tomorrow. Or no, they play tonight, don't they? Is that at 8:30
They're on right now. And guess who's winning?
Probably Pittsburgh.
4-2, middle of the second.
Well, that's good news.
So, yeah, no, it would be great if they were playing tomorrow just because they would be a back-to-back. They'll have a day off as well. But they're, it's about 12 minutes ago in the second. Pittsburgh up 4-2.
Yep. So anyway, I just every player in the room knew that they weren't going to run the table here to the end of their would like to, of course, but they all knew they're going to come in, and now it's just going to be how they respond. And I do think it's going to help playing Colorado, especially if the score holds up the way it is, because now they're in the same situation in that game if Colorado loses tonight as they were tonight.
Yep.
And crawl into a point behind them.
We have because we don't have Sam. We can stretch out our breakdown over a couple of segments because we don't need to get to Sam, which, again, we miss you, Sam. Hope you feel better. But I wanted to ask you about these 2 first-period altercations. First, Adam Erne and Brendan Tanev, which was not very long-lasting, but nasty, quick, short and sweet. And then Liam Bichsel and Jack McBain later in that first period. This sort of felt like a division battle, which it was.
Well, that's why in the pregame show, when you had said they made a couple lineup changes and they put Tanev in the lineup, I immediately said 100%. That's what they should do against Dallas, a team now that's playing with a little more aggression. It's what Tanev does. He understands he's a role guy. He's not a heavyweight or anything like that, but he just knows his role. So Adam Erne, he's been answering the bell whenever he has an opportunity this year. He knows what he's here for and how he is not for fighting. It's more about being that physical guy. And so he steps up to the plate. The more important one for me is Bichsel. And again,
we have not seen this from him very much in his short career.
Not where he actually wants to fight. And I don't know if he wanted to fight, but what I loved about it is his glove was the first glove that came off. Because you've been
waiting for this.
I've been waiting for this.
Because it seems like so many times Bichsel is almost on a leash where around the net, before and after the whistle, he's there to push his guy and kind of disturb the S a little bit, smile on his face, jab his, but then when it elevates to, all right, you want to go, then he turns his back and goes away. And you said, man, I really want him to engage.
Hang in there. Yeah, hang in there.
So why did this tickle you so much?
Well, it goes all the way back to Corey Perry. That first one where, it's kind of embarrassing to say turtle, but you are protecting yourself at some time. And again, that he's getting his feet wet in the league, right? But I think for him being a guy that ends up having on average 5 to 6 hits a night, has to play a physical game, wants to play a physical game. That's part of it. You have to do that instead of stepping away and turning, because then you get some kind of a reputation. So now I think, and again, this was not a knockdown, drag-out fight. This wasn't a big fight. But what I liked about it is when him and McBain kind of engage, his glove comes off. And I got that in the thing. It's the first thing I noticed. His glove, and I said to Ryan, glove came off first, and I was all excited about it. I didn't know what the hell was going to happen. His glove came off. I'm happy about that. And to be honest with you, when I went through that, I was purposely, if you want to pull it up, Ryan, go ahead. Or unless you want to wait, I don't care. But all I'm saying, when I did this and I went through it, I wanted to be able to show he connected. Well, he didn't connect. When you
were just waiting for that big
I wanted
haymaker.
that big bomb to connect. Now, there was one that did, and I'm telling you, it looked like in my head, I'm going, there's 4 of them that connected. And then, because when it's going fast, so that right hand down here, and I think I'm going to circle it in the next one. I just want to make sure that is the first thing I noticed. He engaged. I don't want to say engages, but here he's ready. He's down. He's loaded. He's ready to go. The glove comes off immediately, and then this is the one that, and it hit him, but it kind of glanced off him. But I think that's more about McBain turning at the right time. And then I'm going, okay, the next one did. Well, the next one didn't, and then the next one didn't. But McBain's smart. I mean, he's tucking here, and this one here kind of went up over the top. So, but regardless, there were a couple in there. Neither one of them got hurt, and then ultimately, we see this a lot with him because he's so damn big and strong. He always ends up on top of the pile. But at the end of the day, he dropped his gloves. He engaged. Now I think there'll be a next step for him. And again, I'm not expecting him to be a Chara or whoever you want to name that's going to be a big fighter. Maybe someday he will, but now I think the rest of the league will go, oh, the guy, engaged. And so now they're like, okay, well, that's a young guy that's getting his feet wet. And he's been playing really well. Him and Myers have been, I'm not sure, but I think him and Myers have started every game since Myers got here.
Really?
I think. I mean, it's the last 2 or 3, and there may be one. And now a lot of that has to do with the matchup. Especially when the other team's on the road, they might not start their top unit. And if they don't stop the top unit, that means that Miro and Essa won't be out there. So, but my point is they're starting ahead of Harley and Nils, where I think that says something about this pair. I think they're happy with where this pair, and when this trade happened, I thought this would be a great pair from the standpoint of that stuff, penalty killing, and just being physical. And this is the physical pair. The other one's the offensive guy with the shutdown guy. And then you have Thomas Harley that skates, and
the other pairing didn't do exactly.
Yeah, I was going to let you go ahead and say
that
part.
I'll say the part that Luds is trying to avoid. Nils Lundqvist was -4 tonight. Thomas Harley was -3 tonight. Did play a ton. Harley played 21-15, but they had some things go the other way on them.
Here's what I hope doesn't happen, and I don't think it will. I hope it doesn't happen because we've talked about the other 3 defensemen. They haven't gotten in, and Gully's big on getting in. I'm like, no, I think this is what he wants, and this is how he wants to start. I don't want Thomas Harley's not coming out. I don't want Nils to go out next game because he was a -4.
Just because of one bad game.
Yeah,
right.
I don't want that to happen. I don't think that's a good thing for Nil. I don't think they'll do that because I think they understand it way better than I do.
It'll be interesting to see what happens against the Avalanche. But before we do, we got to do What the Puck. That's coming up next. We start breaking down these goals because, unfortunately, there are a lot of them, especially for the Mammoth, here on DLLS. Wild Fork Foods Meat and Seafood Market, the perfect place for you to stock your freezer and then use it to cook your meals. Why? Well, not only are they knowledgeable and very friendly, but they also have some of the best ingredients and great prices. So they have over 700 items, including 500 under $10 a pound, and they have over 250 cuts of beef, poultry, seafood, pork, and even some of the exotic stuff like ostrich, rabbit, alligator, you name it. I'm always amazed at the selection, the knowledgeable and friendly staff, and of course, it's not just about meats and seafoods, but also side dishes and desserts. Yeah, I like a dessert here and there. And they have 9 area DFW locations. So whether you are in Plano, Frisco, North Richland Hills, Flower Mound, Wiley, Addison, Las Colinas, Prosper, or Louisville, you can find exactly what you're looking for at Wild Fork Foods Meat and Seafood Market. They have wonderful stuff, and check them out at their website, wildforkfoods.com. AirDNA is the leader in data on short-term rentals, think Airbnbs, and they just released a free calculator to see how much you can make renting your home out for the World Cup. Occupancy is up 200+% already for the group stage matches, and we are still months out. Dallas has the most matches of any city, 9, including one of the semifinals of this summer's big World Cup tournament. This money can help you reach your goals financially. What are you thinking about? Well, Do you do something construction-wise? Maybe a new patio, season tickets. Maybe you take an epic vacation. Maybe you remodel a bathroom, or just go to the World Cup and stay with a friend while you rent out your house. I don't care how you or what you do with the money, but you've got to go see how much you can make. That's airdna.co/stars. Once again, airdna.co/stars. All right, everybody. Not only is Luds very much excited about the Liam Bichsel scrap, we could probably do a whole segment more about that and the implications, but we've got lots of what the puck for you tonight. So let's start breaking this one down as the Stars lose 6-3 to the Utah Mammoth. And yes, I think I might have typed in 6-2 in something, didn't I? In one of the, I know it was in the tweet for sure. I had to go fix that. We're having a tough night here at DLS, but we're going to soldier on, right, Sam?
Fight through it.
Yeah.
Fight through it, Sam.
Go fight through it, Sammy. All right, Luds. Let's break it down with what the puck.
Well, what the fuck? What the fuck? Why not? First goal, Sam Steele. So there are times when you have to look at some of these things, and some players get a little squeamish because they know what happened. This right here is Nate Schmidt. Going back, he's ahead of Sam Steele. So he's going to get to the puck first, right? Nope.
That would seem.
What happens is, this is called bailing out. So he allows.
Did he pull
Steele.
the shoot here?
Oh, he did. He come up behind. He knows Sam Steele finishes the check. So
he does.
He goes in. I think he wants to grab the right position. Ultimately, Steele gets the puck, throws it behind Jamie. And the reason I have this here, I want you to see Jamie Benn is slowing down enough so that he can get this defender to get on his back. Jamie allows the puck to come to him. Then he pulls the puck to his forehand. Now he's got position on this guy. Jamie gets out to the front of the net.
Well, you know, Luds, Nick Schmaltz did just sign a huge 8-year extension.
Yeah, big one. So
got to protect the future.
Go back one more, Ryan. Here's what I always complain about with guys on our end. Not anymore so much. Schmidt is one of them. But again, everybody's staring at the puck, especially Crouse. And this is where Sam Steele just sneaks in behind. Jamie has his head up. He spots him. Crouse isn't looking. Schmidt isn't looking. Puts it right on the tape. In one motion, Steele just basically redirects it past the goaltender.
The line of Ben, Duchesne, and Steele had a phenomenal first two periods. They had a bunch of really good-looking scoring opportunities. They could have had more. I want to say they had 6 or 7 high dangers, which of the 9 the Stars had in the first two periods, it created that goal, but they could have had multiple others. This could have looked, I know they lost for the first time since the late part of January. This could have been a runaway Stars lead after 20 or 40 minutes, especially because of that line. And I thought Jamie looked really, really good early in this one.
Well, I think Jamie sees his little point streak. You know, he's you probably know it offhand. I know they popped it up on the screen. He's got in his last 7 or 8 games. He's got I don't know.
I'll be able to pull it up here in a second.
But I think Jamie is feeling really good about his game right now. And again,
he should. He's been playing well.
I think that both of Steele and Jamie know that there's a puck distributor with them now that looks both ways, and I think that they know that Matt Duchesne will get you the puck. And he's a passer first. So I think they're excited about it. I think the way that Jamie's playing, a lot of things are happening for around the net. And again, Sam Steele, I think, is, on the line that he belongs on now. And I'm not saying that he shouldn't be playing with Rantanen, but we do know that when you get with Rantanen, you're going to get some quality chances. And when that happens, you have to be able to bury him.
So if you go back to the January 29th game at Vegas, that's 14 games.
17 points in 14 games, I think. Isn't that maybe that was before the game?
That was going into the game. Yep. And there are the February 25th game, again, after the break.
Jamie got one more tonight. So
that was against Seattle. He didn't score then. He didn't score in Vancouver, ironically enough. And then he didn't have any points against Chicago on March 8th. That's 11 of 14, so it's now 12 of the last 15 games he has at least 1 point. Yeah. That's a run for him. Yeah. Really good.
I know, and their lines all on the same page.
That line, Duchesne, Ben, Steele clicking that, and I remember we talked about it going into the Olympic break. You go, it's the worst time for them because Matt Duchesne finally getting up to speed, finally finding a home in this group this year as far as who he plays with because he bounced around, and you're going, you just hope the Olympic break doesn't slow him down, and it didn't at all.
Yeah. No, I think he feels good. I think it appears that Jamie Benn feels like he's healthy. Too. That's what I mean. Yeah. That's what I mean. I think he feels good. I think he feels healthy.
We've talked about Tyler Myers a few times so far.
Yep.
He had a dangle into the slot, almost scored I mean, literally got down to the just above the crease and went and tried to stuff one. He's going to get a goal. Do you know that Tyler Myers
Does he have one goal this year?
He does.
Yeah.
In 62 games.
There's nothing wrong with that.
He scored.
That's nothing to make fun of. That's
no.
nothing wrong with
I'm not
that.
making fun of him.
I made a career out of that.
You very much did. He has not scored. He scored on October 19th with Vancouver at the Washington Capitals.
What was that, like game 3 of the year?
Yeah, he's gone 55 games without scoring a goal.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
I'm just telling you, not that it's a big deal.
He's not here for that.
No, but at least once or twice a game, he's gotten into a rush and had a scoring chance. And that was a really good one. I think Tyler Myers is going to score at least once before the end of the regular season.
He's been, again, he's been really good. I think him and Bichsel are becoming a good pair. And with the reach that those two guys have defensively, as long as they stay close together, they're hard to bring pucks through.
There was a play in the first period
where he turned
got
a little
beat,
bit. Yeah, he got beat.
and
but
then he
has
recovered.
That reach. It's that reach.
That reach is incredible because he got walked.
And see, if he was of the mindset,
you notice this one,
but if he was of the mindset that he didn't want to poke check him, and you can poke check, but you're thinking hit first. And if he would have turned the proper way because the player's coming into him, he's coming in the middle.
And he turned away, didn't he?
Well, he turned to his right.
Yep.
But he could have run him over. And again, he's 3 feet above everybody else. He could have ran him over, but he doesn't. But because he turns and he just kind of pivots to his right, and he understands that his stick is so long.
The reach is incredible.
He just reaches immediately, and it's like nothing ever happened.
And it erased the play. All right, so then the Mammoth tie the game about 6 minutes after the Sam Steele goal. They had nothing going. They had one shot on goal through that point, which was a Nate Schmidt wrist shot from the top of the left circle, easily handled by Casey DeSmith. Erne fought Tanev, and then out of nowhere, this one goes in from the left corner. We talked about it a bit in the first segment, but we should go through it.
It almost went in from the chairs on the other side of the glass. I mean, he couldn't get any further away from the net. And look,
this should not go in.
Yeah, and if you look at where he's at, the puck is just about on the goal line. I mean, right near the bottom of the circle. But right here, he is looking at the net. He sees the hole. And so, and there's nobody here I can say, Thomas Harley, you weren't in the right spot. It wouldn't have mattered.
No.
Nils, you're not in the right spot. The only thing I would say with Nils, and again, I get nitpicky, look at where his stick is. Stick on puck. He's not stick on puck here. If he's reaching towards and he tries to get the stick blade, maybe he gets a piece of this.
Would you rather have that closer to the puck as opposed to where it looks like he's trying to deny a pass to the slot, except for he's got a centerman there. Yeah.
No, I mean, there's nobody there.
Right.
I mean, we got 5 guys in the picture. There's nobody in the middle of the ice. He's not getting it to anybody.
Nope,
if he's
nowhere.
getting it. But see, the point is that pass, this is who's only available here. But anyway, here's the shot. Casey, again, it's a small window. It's a crack in a window where this thing goes, and there's the puck on its way in, and then ultimately that thing goes and it hits in the middle of the net, but it's on that short side, and this is exactly what Owen said. The RVH, he's down there, got the bottom covered, pass covered, all this other kind of stuff. But again, that's what I said. It's just a great shot, and you just kind of look at it and go, okay. And as a goaltender, sometimes you probably just look over him as he skates by and go, good shot, dude.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, again, the thing that I've picked up from listening to Sean talk about these goaltending techniques is he says there are certain goalies who become sort of like autopilot.
Married to their position.
Married to the position or to, this I can do RVH. I will do it all the time. Mm-hmm. From how I understand it, a reverse VH is a post-sealing technique when players are down low so that if they try to wrap the puck around, you don't give up a little bit of space. I'm showing you down here where the cameras aren't. Between the post and your pad so you can seal it and make it hard.
Why he was putting his hand
I know, we're down here like that makes any difference. The problem
he was looking
is
for the post, but he couldn't find the post.
There's nobody even close. That, like you said, all 5 guys were in the frame.
Yeah.
Nobody's down low behind the net. And you're just saying you don't need to be in that. But look, great shot. Let it go. It's only 1-1. Then Jamie Benn has a great little 2-on-1 one-timer from Matt Duchene pass, and then he gets his own rebound. Vanacek makes 2 really good saves. And I want to use this as a quick early, these were the kind of saves that as it adds up, you go, wow, Vanacek, even though he gave up 3, had a heck of a night.
Yeah, he was good.
Bichsel fights McBain. Matt Duchene comes in with a wide-open wrist shot from the left circle amidst a couple other chances. Dallas finishes with a 10-2 shots on goal advantage in the first. 5-0 high dangers, and yet it's 1-1. Little unlucky, I think.
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, you're talking about the unlucky one that went on Casey, or unlucky
No.
that a couple didn't go in at the other end?
Yeah, I think more of the way that Dallas played the first period to be 1-1 wasn't quite as indicative.
Unlucky, or
of
the
how they
goaltender was good.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 And look, take nothing away from Vanacek. He was quite good in that. So, second and third periods, the breakdowns of those will come up next here on the DLS Stars postgame show. Sling TV is one of the most flexible ways to watch live TV. Of course, with the college basketball tournament coming up this week, Sling TV gives you access to the games and more control over how and where you tune in. Check this out. Sling has flexible 1, 3, and 7-day pass options. That means instant access to live TV for the men's and women's tournaments. You can get a day pass starting at just $4.99. And Sling is celebrating the chaos that everyone loves about the tournament. They are making it more fun to root for underdogs this year. If you purchase any pass from Sling and a 12 through 16 seed makes it to the round of 16 in either the men's or women's tournaments, then your next day pass is just $1. Get signed up today at sling.com/underdog. If an underdog wins, you win too. Live TV, your way. Learn more at sling.com/underdog. No purchase required. To learn more and see the official rules, visit sling.com/underdog. Shoot your shot with Prize Picks and get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. That's right. Prize Picks is now giving you $50 in lineups when you play your first $5. All you have to do is sign up. Prize Picks make every dunk, every dime, every board, basketball, or how about every shot, every goal, every scrap in hockey, that much more exciting. So don't miss this chance to get started on America's #1 app for sports picks. It's simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. Pick from all your favorite sports, anything from basketball, baseball, hockey, UFC, soccer, college basketball, tennis, golf, esports, and more. It's very easy to do. Just download the Prize Picks app today. Use the code DLLS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code DLLS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Good to be right. If you guys want a little feel better about yourselves, the chat's all over it. The Penguins are up 6-2 in Colorado. So maybe it's not so bad. It happens,
It's
right?
a wash.
Yeah, it's a wash. Now, let's continue with our breakdown here in the second period. Stars did not score a power play goal, right? For the first time, they gave one up, unfortunately, but for the first time in 13 games, they didn't score one. Maverick Bork had a really good chance. A little pass out, give and go, gets a backhander in the slot, denied by Vanacek. And then Casey made a really good save on Jack McBain, who had a redirection at the top of the crease. I thought it was in from my angle at first, that it was going in, but Casey kept it out. But the first lead of the night for the Mammoth came from Nate Schmidt.
That was the guy that bailed, remember?
That was the guy that bailed.
He bailed.
7:20 into the second period, he picks a corner from the top left circle, but Luds, there was a drive-by on that one.
Yeah, there was traffic. Again, you'll see it here, but there's a couple things that lead up to it, and a lot of times we talk about the 50-50 puck battles, and there was a couple of them here that were won and lost, but ultimately when Schmidt takes this shot, so here's the first battle down here. And so Harley, fine, position-wise, his guy's not coming out of here, and then what happens is Mav gets the puck, and he starts to come up the wall, and here's that other 50-50 battle that he needs to win. He doesn't win it. Ultimately, the puck goes up the wall. And now in the bottom, on the right-hand side of the picture here, where's Harley? He's in the corner over there. Here comes Nil. He finds his guy.
What
So
are you doing,
all of a
Nils?
sudden, we're going back to a little, I kind of brain dead for a second. Now, does it have anything to do with the ultimate on the goal? But what happens is I think Harley knows where his guy is. But what happens is because Nil is over there, Harley has to chase back to the front of the net. And then what happens because of all of this is this kind of stuff. And ultimately, I don't think Casey saw this one
He
either
didn't.
because as Harley's coming over to pick up this player, he just takes the sight lines right away from him. And here's the puck, and Casey can't see it. And this one here also, it actually hits something. I may have hit Casey, and then it kind of bounces up in the air, and there goes Nate Schmidt getting his goal.
And that goal for Schmidt made it 2-1 Mammoth, their first lead of the game. But then the Stars get another power play. Again, Dallas played a really good first 2 periods as far as chance creation for and against. I thought Utah was better in the second, Leds, because they managed just 2 shots on goal in the first. They were up to 13 by the end of the second. So they were in the game. But, I mean, Duchesne had a backhander from the left circle. Jamie got a little puck and did like a blind sweep play that went. It must have hit Vanacek because I couldn't see, no matter how many times I looked, where it went. And it didn't go in, but they were all over that at the start. DeSmith made a point-blank save on Logan Cooley. Unfortunately, there were a couple, as the third period went on, point-blanks for Utah. As Dallas we were just talking about how they don't give anything up anymore, and they started to open up a little. But Wyatt Johnston tied it up. And this, Luds, all of the forwards out there on that shift contributed, even though they all didn't get points. But I really liked this Johnston, Bork, Robertson line as how they worked to get this play back to Miro and then ultimately in the net.
Well, like that last one was about 50-50s, and we saw where there was 1 loss or 2 losses. This is a little bit different here. So now you're winning a couple of these 50-50 puck battles. And so when you win them, you keep control and you get the puck where you want it to go, exits the zone. Right here, you win this battle on the wall in your own zone, puck goes out. Again, now you start heading down to the other direction. But this was probably the biggest one. This was Robo down here, fights off a defender, turns his back, he gets good position, and it's an indirect pass to get it out here to Miro. You can't make the direct pass. And all Miro is doing, get the puck to the net. And again, here we go. Who's this guy? Wyatt Johnston. It's not on the power play, but is that tipping goal. We know that, and Wyatt, where we learned that thing from. But again, it's about traffic, and here you can see where Wyatt's kind of just be able to reach for it, and he tips it, redirects it. It actually goes down, and then it kind of just bounces back up into the air. But again, Wyatt just finding the right area, and this is what the goaltender has to look through. And that's because if Maverick's not in front of the net here, a defender doesn't have to come in here. But because there is net presence, now all of a sudden the goaltender's eyes are taken away, and then it ends up being a big goal that ties this game back up. And here's Wyatt going through the line, and there's Big Joe on the bench here. He popped up and said, "Wyatt, I taught you that, kid." So
Ryan, can you back that up to the first Miro shot frame right there? So right before this, Leds, actually go one more if you would, please, Ryan. When Robo gets that puck, first it was, one more.
It's
sorry,
down behind
one more.
the net.
One more. I forgot there was that circle one in front.
Nope,
the other way. That one right there.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right. It was a great puck possession strength play by Robo to get control, hold his guy off, and keep the play alive. When he passes it around, I can remember this vividly. Miro gets possession of the puck, and it's Barrett Hayton is 27 there, he's puck watching right now, but he's going to turn around and keep watching the puck at Miro. Bork is already in the front of the net, as you said, and then Robo's going to come around, and he's going to join that, and Wyatt's going to jump out in front. When Miro got the puck, even before he got to where he was shooting, you could see he could have played it. I believe that's Essa on the left side there, right? He could have just been played safe and passed it to him, but I almost instantly recognize what Miro saw, which is, I've got guys in front. I have to find a way. He did a little pump fake, and then he goes a little to his left, and then he gets the shot off because he recognized the situation for shooting into that fray was there.
Yeah, this is why you take guys like Miro and all this stuff about, lefty, righty. This is why a guy like Miro, with the hands that he has and his ability to skate in his first 3 strides that separate him from people, once he pulls it off the wall, I believe it came on his backhand. He grabbed it, he pulled it to his forehand, and then as he starts to walk, he's already in a shooting lane, and because he's left-handed, so he's got the lane, and all he has to do is take 2 more strides to his left, and that's how the lane opened up. And then but the other thing is he doesn't take the big wrist shot.
No.
Do you ever see Miro take a great big wrist shot, especially when guys are in front?
He doesn't do that wind-up shot like Robo does sometimes.
He sifts them in there because he's not expecting to score. He's putting them in there for guys to redirect him, and it's paying off for him.
Well, I loved it from all the different angles, and the Stars not leading after 2, but honestly, 15-game point streak, and the way they finished that second period, you're thinking really good things. Excuse me. Then Lud said, this game, as I got back to the studio before the third period, he said, this one has overtime written all over it. And boy, I wish you were right on that one. Too. Because it quickly got out of control. DeSmith made a great save on Dylan Gunther, who crashed the net the first minute of the period. Stars get a power play, and you're thinking they're due because they hadn't been able to crack the armor. And they had, as I said in the pregame show, scored 5 of 11 power plays against Utah so far this season. Well, instead, Luds, they scored a shorthanded goal on a extremely uncharacteristic turnover by Miro Heiskanen.
Remember what I was saying about Miro with the great hands? not so much right here. Well, first off, this is a tough play. Miro's trying to keep it in, and he does get his stick on it, and he keeps it, but ultimately it hits the stick. It bounces up in the air. Miro tries to settle it down, and he wants to go from his forehand. He's got to pick it up on the backhand. As he goes to his backhand, he puts it back, and then he wants to pull it back to his forehand. Well, the puck disagrees with him, and it just jumps off his stick, and then the rest is basically history. And then McBain comes down and sets Casey up, and there's a couple different spots here you can see. Casey opens up that 5 line. I don't know if goaltenders are saying, okay, I'm going to give it to you, then I'm going to take it away.
I feel like they tried to.
Well, he didn't do a very good job.
No.
Because he makes that little move. He's got it on his forehand, goes to his backhand. Casey starts sliding to his left, and it's not a big hole, but it goes through, but McBain had on it the whole way. And then he just puts it on his backhand and he just kind of guides it into the net.
And that unassisted goal came 4:16 into the third period. So it's the second lead. That would actually not be the game-winning goal thanks to Adam Erne at the end. We'll get to that. But then, Luds, Carcone had a point-blank shot, and then Yamamoto on a 2-on-1 counter rush. And this is where all of a sudden, I don't know if the Stars were pushing too much, but they're only down 1 goal. It's still relatively early. And they get caught, and Yamamoto starts the play and finishes the play.
Yeah, I don't think that Matt Duchene knew that when he was coming across the middle of the ice here, he's trying for a little drop pass. I don't think he realizes anybody's coming behind him. And so they're going to run a little kind of a reverse here. Matt gets here, drops it off, and it was for Nils. And there's no way Matt do that because Matt wouldn't do that. Matt didn't see him. So anyways, he takes off, goes down the other way. And then guess what that does is it ends up leaving a forward back there playing D, which is Colin Blackwell. And then it's a little move of Colin not exactly sure how to play this 2-on-1. And that pass comes, and hello, Moto. It is
what a backhand,
yeah, backhand. Hello,
that
Moto.
That is a great reference.
Man,
a Motorola reference. We haven't had one of those in a while. Yeah,
but I mean, and Casey was out. He was out to lunch here. I mean, Moto makes
it's a great move. Yeah,
he makes a great move, and he makes sure he gets it up in the air. And Casey does everything he can, but doesn't get that stick on.
Now there's still over half a period to go, Luds. And Robo had a great look in the slot. Vanacek denied him. It was a grade A chance. Stars take a penalty. They took a couple that weren't great, but boy, did they have a sequence right before the power play goal by Michael Carcone. Even as it was 5-on-5, Jamie Benn had a wide open 1-on-1, took a shot. Vanacek made the save, and then you have this sequence: Heiskanen in the left slot, shorthanded. Ritzkovian gets the puck, comes around, drives to the crease. Vanacek got that one. Esa Lindell took a one-timer from the high slot, and then Thomas Harley from the right circle. 4 scoring chances. 2 of them, I thought the Ritzkovian and the Harley ones were the really good ones of the 4. And then what do? Counterattack, power play rush. Carcone scores.
On the other end. I mean, and what they were doing is they're down a couple goals. You put the pressure on, and they got some quality chances. Their goaltender comes up well, and then Carcone ends up extending the lead again. Then Adam Erne ultimately gets one eventually. So.
Lawson Crouse scored an empty net goal on again, uncharacteristic turnover from Wyatt Johnston. Again, it was 5-2 at that point. It becomes 6-2. And then with 2.5 seconds left, Arttu Huru gets his first assist. I think that's his first ever point.
Oh, yeah?
I'll have to double check that because he's still looking for his first NHL goal. But it was a nice play. Window dressing in the end, but Erne gets a goal. He hadn't scored in 4 or 5 games. So that is how it would end, as I just double check it. Nope, second career point for Huru. He had 1 assist last year, but first point this year in the NHL in 13 games as a Dallas Star. One quick thing, Luds, I wanted to bring up about Huru before we wrap up this segment and we go to our super chats and get forward. On Arttu Huru, we saw a video this morning. I could actually show you guys later in the week. Maybe we will. Because Sam recorded pregame skate. If you were happening to look at Twitter today, you'd see that he caught Huru working on left-handed face-offs with Neil Graham with the butt end of his stick. So he was holding his righty stick, but he was doing it as if he was a lefty, and he was drawing with just the butt end, which is a lot harder than with the blade. Now he was taking face-offs with no opponent, but again, working on timing. So then we saw the middle of the game tonight, couldn't help but notice Here he is lining up. This is Huru, who is a right shot center.
And as you notice, the butt end of his stick is sticking up to the top to the right.
That's right.
That means his blade is down on the ice. But you say he's a righty.
He is a
Wait,
righty.
that doesn't make sense then. He's taking it as a lefty.
So, Luds, what's he doing?
Well, because if you're righty, you've got a right-handed curve, right? And so you get off on the other side and you're using a right-handed curve, there's less blade to work with for the bottom line is because your curve is going away off the face-off circle. So what they do is they play it like it's a left-handed stick. He turns his stick around. Now the blade has got the scoop part of it. When the linesman drops the puck, he basically when you get it inside the scoop there, and he's got more leverage. Look at his bottom hand. Bottom hand is down there, right in the
as close as it can be, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
So he has all the leverage on that, and then he's got the ability to pull more because of the way that the stick is curved when he's on that way. And I mean, he's 67% again today. So, he's always flirting at 62, 63. Talk about becoming a specialty player, especially late in games. You're up a goal, things like that. And the coaches obviously have confidence in him. So, what it does is because when you got somebody that's in the high 60s on face, it's like Ryan O'Reilly, right? You pretty much know the guy's going to win the faceoff all the time. The guys that are lined up on the wings and even the defensemen, you can kind of get line up behind them where you're not worried about anything else. And then the wingers get ready to kind of jump to come into the circle and kind of gather the puck in.
You have said on this show more than once, hey, if it's such an advantage to win the faceoff on your strong side, why don't you just turn the other way and use your forehand spinning? This is another way to do it if you don't want to do that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if it works for him, it works for him. I don't. People would ask, well, why don't everybody do it? I don't know. I mean, you'd have to ask the centerman. But I think a lot of centermen, they have a lot of different ways they win faceoffs. He's winning faceoffs with his strength, with his leverage. I mean, you can see how wide he gets his legs.
How low he gets to the ground.
I mean, his chin is almost on the faceoff dot. So he's just using pure strength in those, and it works for him.
Did you ever mess around after practice with a righty stick?
Oh yeah. Well, there were
because you're lefty, so playing wrong.
We always had to use them, and that's how our warm-ups were. We'd have to exchange sticks with guys, and then you'd play for 5 minutes with the wrong.
Trying to get your brain going, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. Is it working? You guys maybe ought to try that because don't you both have brain fog right now?
It sure feels that way.
Yeah.
So you're saying I should switch to a lefty stick for a little bit.
There's a lefty out in the hall.
There was a line years ago when I was growing up. UMaine hockey was really good, college hockey, and they won their first national title. Jim Montgomery was on the team, and I may have talked about this once on this show, but when you're a kid, things stick with you that are little things. The championship VHS, I was going to say championship DVD, but we got a commemorative VHS of they went 42-1-2 that year.
And mine was reel to reel. So.
Yeah, fair enough, or 8-track maybe, or Laserdisc. Yeah. There was a moment where they had a game where Jim Montgomery was mic'd up while he was playing. And back then, that didn't happen very often. And he was skating over to one of his teammates. I want to say it was Chris Ferraro, who was a freshman at the time. And he went up and goes, "Hey, Chris, go change sticks if you're tired." And I always stuck with me. I thought it was hilarious. But then I thought, maybe you just need the mental of, oh, you got a stick. Oh, go get a new one if you're tired. Maybe that'll give you 5 seconds of energy or something like that.
Well, if this guy needed a break, I'd go over and step on somebody's. I'd step on Carbo's stick.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, because they didn't do anything. They didn't say anything. And now
you never got in trouble for that. Yeah.
No. And hey, my stick's broke. Or guys would just break them on their own.
Just lean on.
You lean on it and go break your stick.
All right. That is our recap. We still have one more segment to go. Your super chats next on DLLS.
That's me. We've got 2 shirts to talk about, don't we? 2 new ones.
Do you want the intro song?
Are we getting? Oh, I suppose.
It's a t-shirt song. Everybody buy one and sing along with the mother.
We missed the 3, 2, 1.
We're coming back to 3, 2, 1.
We can end it. 3, 2, 1. I thought that was a bit now. Well, there they are. Robo's got his own shirt now. And imagine that. It's a robot. It's a robot-looking thing. Like robot.
I mean, it makes sense,
Robot
right?
parts. Robo 21. And then we've got Wyatt up there. Wyatt Johnston with another goal tonight. He's got the sharpshooter. He's earned that one. So I have to say, if I had to cater to her shirt, not necessarily the player, I kind of like the duster and the lid on them. So there's your other one. And we got to pull up Jamie Benn one. I mean, why not? Owen just said how many points and how good he's playing.
He's
right now.
been really good.
So we've got the captain shirt, and we got there it is. So there's our shirt, and we haven't talked about the hats at all. Well, let's get one quick look at them, Ryan. We just want to remind everybody of our 4 hats we have up there: the caddy hat that Sam loves wearing, and then the 2, the blue and the green, and then the white one is our favorite.
So I'll come back to this. You said something about Jamie. I started looking up, but we got to talk about being a diehard for a minute. Do you know that we have a special competition going on that you can sign up for right now if you're a diehard? If you're not, become a diehard. Scan the QR code down by Luds. You can be a diehard today. You can get a free shirt, one of those, the Robo or the Wyatt, as your free shirt for your first year of your annual subscription. But Ryan, our producer, created a free, no entry fee, March Madness NCAA tournament bracket over, I believe it's an ESPN contest for diehards only.
So wait, you created one or you stole it from ESPN?
No. He created like a private group.
Oh.
So if you're a diehard, you can sign up. So all you have to do is go to the diehard only Discord lounge. That's where the login information is. You can sign up and be part of it. And I would love to see Ryan try to make the effort to figure out how to get Luds to enter that as well.
Is this a basketball thing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
pick the NCAA tournament. You don't have to know anything about it. Just join us. Be a diehard. We try to have a lot of fun. And we apparently have prizes for the winner. So check it out.
Oh, I'm in then.
You might
Can
get
we win?
Yeah,
Or
you
is
might.
this one of those things where we can't win?
Well, no, but do you want the Neil Graham signed puck or the Craig Ludwig?
Oh, it's one of them kind of winners?
It might be one of those.
Yeah. Oh, wait, he's going to get on the mic
He
2
is.
times in one day.
I know, right? And also, you guys have the opportunity to come in and watch a game and post-game with you guys.
Ooh, hang out in studio with us. How about
Is
that?
there beverages being served?
There has to be.
Yeah, of course.
Well, then, Ben, you heard that. Pony
Yes.
up, Ben.
Ben, I believe you just had to buy beer. Yeah. So, Luds, you talked about Jamie Benn having a nice little run. So, I don't know if this is updated tonight, but from January 29th, it says 16 points in 14 games. He had an assist tonight, so that's what, 17 and 15? Nikita Kucherov has 26 points in that time frame. He's been unbelievable. I was doing it to look at Jamie's numbers to make sure I added it up right in my head. And I see Kucherov with 18 assists in 14 games and another 8 goals. He's been pretty
He just makes things look so easy,
Doesn't he?
nonchalant, la-di-da.
All
But
right.
What is happening over there? Shouldn't they be done now? Shouldn't those guys be
No.
tired?
No, they did so the Mavs show is in the lounge studio as we do our show right now. One, Luds, they're terrible. The Mavs are not good.
Well, I
this
thought
year.
you meant those guys.
No. Our guys are great. But one is that. 2, they did a pregame show and a watch along, and now postgame, and they're still going. Luds is going to go yell at him. Should we get the hush of the crowd as he walks over to the door and says, "Hey,
keep it down over there. We're trying to do a show. You guys are out of the playoffs.
I love it." He just chirped the Mavs guys. Oh, and they're just going to get more.
Nowhere.
That was tremendous. Well done, Luds. That was entertaining for all the right reasons. All right. Super chats, Ryan. If you can find the buttons.
Bing bong.
Thank you. The first one tonight, put up on the screen. There we go. Marshall second with oh, wow. Really leaned on this one. A super sticker. I don't know what that means. But a 0.99. I didn't even know you could do 99. Oh, I know why. Because this is the description of what it was. So he actually did a emoji super chat, which was just a picture. And so Ryan's dying over here, Luds. Can you read what it says
from
there?
Fog?
At the bottom, see it says
Yeah, a pile of poop with a face.
it's a description of the sticker. He put one of the.
Do you want me to put it in layman terms?
No.
No. Oh, why? Can't they read it?
Oh yeah, of course they can. We're just laughing about it.
A pile of poop with a face
Yeah,
is funny.
it
Well,
was the
they
emoji.
make those a little emojis.
That's
things.
but it
Why don't you put the emoji up
because
there?
for whatever reason it turns into that.
Turns into poop. It's already poop when it comes out. It doesn't turn into poop. It is poop. I don't know what it's going to turn into.
Close enough. All
Some
right,
say gold.
that was gold right there. I appreciate that. All right, let's go to the next one. Marshall second with another one. There we go, Marshall. And this one's a Haskin and 99 Cup here. 3 takeaways from the game: bad goaltending, bad turnovers, bad zone entries. I haven't seen the Stars win in person since Pavs was on the team. Well, Luds, my first thought is
the Stars winning. We'll go to
Marshall,
the game.
well, no, if he hasn't, that means Marshall second needs to stop going to games, right? Do we encourage if you're a jinx?
Just go to the game.
Yeah.
They'll win their next home game. When is it? 4 games from now? 5 games from now?
No, they play Vegas on Sunday.
Was it only? Wait, I thought they were going for 3 games.
No, 2. It's just a long
2.
week.
Okay.
Wednesday in Colorado.
Oh, that's right. 2,
Saturday
and then they come home and then
in
they
Minnesota,
go out for 4.
and then they do the East Coast
That's
trip.
what it
Yeah.
is. Okay.
Speaking of which, we got an update today. Not really an update, but I almost called him Pete. You can tell brain fog has set in.
Pete who?
Exactly. Glenn Gulletson was speaking this morning, and he was asked about injury updates, and he said everybody's progressing. He said progressing well, but no real changes. He said Rantanen is the closest, followed by Hintz, followed by Fox as far as who could get back sooner. And so then he was asked a follow-up about Rantanen, and he said Mikko's probably still, he goes, in that 10-day to 2-week range now, even though he had already said
he was
that.
in that window like a week ago. And now he's not going on the trip.
Well, he's, okay.
Oh, this is only the 2-game trip. See, I thought it was the 4-game trip.
I think that's the one that they're talking about.
Okay.
So Gully said that originally the plan was for Rantanen to go on this trip just to be part of his recovery and skate maybe with the guys a little bit or whatever. And the medical team decided that it would be better for him to skate here in Frisco and not go on the trip. He said, but he quickly said, Luds, this isn't a setback or anything.
Has nothing to do with setback or
No.
Where's the first game at?
Colorado.
Don't even take him. What's the point? Don't even have him go sit in a suite
press box and say hi to
upstairs.
everybody?
No, don't even. Does he still have a house there?
It probably does. He was there for 10 years, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he didn't get
Sell
a few
it
mil
summer?
for it. I don't know.
Maybe. I have no idea. I'd have to ask him. But you had said all along you want him back, what, beginning of April?
Yeah, I said if he gets back for 4, 5, 6 games,
Right.
I mean, I think he's going to be ready to go for the playoffs.
Well, 2 weeks from today would be the Boston game in the end. It was the 30th, 31st, something like that.
There you go.
So that's 2 weeks.
Yep.
So we're literally looking at either end of March, beginning of April, if he stays on that track. And I think that's totally fine for where he is right now.
Yeah.
So the Hintz is a little bit farther, but they're hoping that he'll be skating soon, and then Foxa even beyond that. So that's tough, but that's the update on Mikko Rantanen. Super chats, please.
Bing bang.
Marshall second. It's the second plus the poop emoji that was written out. This one said, this was another Haskin 99 Cup year. Still had a blast attending the game. Sat in the best seats ever with Dad. Marshall first. Before I get married this week. Hey, 317 diehards, go Stars. Well, congratulations, Marshall. Hope you have a great wedding, and we appreciate the super chats. And that's it. All right,
That's
Lutz.
it?
We'll still have a couple minutes left, so you can talk about whatever you would like as we wrap this one up. Thoughts on the point streak coming to an end and getting ready to face 3 more tough challenges: Colorado, Minnesota, Vegas over the next 6 days.
It's the next game. For the point streak's over. It's done. Even if it wasn't, it's over. Now you're playing against a team that hopefully you're going to meet in the playoffs, depending on where you meet. And if you meet them in the first round, which you won't, I don't think there's any way they can meet them in the first round, can there? Because
Colorado?
There's no way Minnie is going to get ahead of both of them.
No,
so there's
not
no
a
way
chance.
they'd meet them. So you're going to meet them in the second round, regardless. Well, you got to get past the first round. Both of them do.
Yeah, they would
I'm
have
just
to do
saying,
that.
this is you go and play this game like it is what it is, and you're probably still going to be 3 points behind, right? I mean, it's 6-2 or whatever it is. So
Last time I checked.
yeah, so I mean, you're going in there, you're not looking past this game. They won't look past this game. You know, I mean,
Neither team will.
and this will give an opportunity to Gully to go ahead and do whatever he wants to talk about this team, and maybe somebody you're going to play. They all know all this kind of stuff, so they just know this is going to be it's going to challenge. But again, expect Colorado to want to get back on track too. You know, so they haven't been blowing people out of the water of late. So it'll be an important game for both teams.
This will be the first road trip for the Stars, road games, since they acquired Myers and Bunting. So we haven't seen them deployed in anything other than last change. Now we're going to see how they, because Myers came in and played his first game, like both of them did against the Blackhawks last Sunday, and they've had this big long 6-game homestand, 5 of which the 2 new guys played in. Now you're going to get to see first road games in a while for those guys. Do you expect any difference in terms of defensive coverage or usage of pairings compared to the home series?
No, it's a road game. So what I would think is what you're paying attention to, and they'll do this, is they're going to pay attention to, because they are at home, they get last change.
Yep.
You're going to find out who do they want against certain defensemen.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really. I mean, I think they're gonna want McKinnon. They want him to go head to head with when Mikko gets back, or right now it'll be Wyatt. And when you've got Natchez and Makar, but forget him. I think McKinnon, they're gonna look at a puck possession game is going to be the best way to keep the Wyatt Johnstons, the Robo, and guys like that from the other end of the rink. And when you play against McKinnon, he's got the puck a lot, and you generally spend a lot of time in your own D zone. So I think you're going to look at that, and then your matchups are going to be when they put out a certain pairing. Who do they consistently put them against? Who do they think? And my guess would be Harley and Nils. That would be my guess.
The one they
would
try to
want
go
to go
after.
against.
Yep.
So, but then again, then Gully and those guys will take note of that. And there may be even a time in the playoffs when you're not going to play those 2 guys together. You may just for face-off, things like that. You may send out Myers and Harley for a face-off, see if they change anything like that. You may put Essa out there at times, and they'll play that game through the playoffs.
It'd be very interesting to see that kind of chess match that plays about. Quick programming note, even though we originally sent out the schedule that we had a show tomorrow, because of the relative health of our crew, we are actually
not me.
You're doing
These
fine.
guys.
You're doing just fine, Lutz. Although there's been times where you've been fighting the allergies before, where it's been rough.
I live with that.
Yeah. But again, no competition here. But anyway, because of our collective health, and Sam, of course, who's in a bed somewhere, we hope, and getting better. We are, we got more super chats. We'll get to those. We are going to have, I sound real thrilled.
Like you're complaining.
No, I'm not at all. We are not going to have a show tomorrow. Instead, we're going to have tomorrow as one of our days off. And so we will be back for the Colorado game, which includes a watch-along. That's Ludz's favorite thing to do, mine as well. So we're going to have a pregame show, a watch-along, and a postgame show on Wednesday night.
Watch-along. It's like a sleepover. The game doesn't start till 9, right?
8:30.
8:30 start?
8:30 start.
Oh, I thought we were pregame show was at 8:30.
Our pregame show I think is at 8. But here's the question. This is a national game, TNT.
Jesus.
Is it
there a game before that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
On
guaranteed.
So
Guaranteed
it could be a pretty late night. Anyway, so because of the swap, instead of tomorrow having a show, we're going to have a show on Thursday, and we're off on Friday, and then we've got the 2 games over the weekend.
So if you guys weren't all sick, we would have the day off that late night where we get home at 2 a.m. game.
That was the original plan.
But you guys aren't feeling well.
Well, you got to chirp all of us, yeah. All right, couple quick super chats to wrap it up.
Bing bang.
Stars for Life 91 with a DeSmith. No, that's not a DeSmith. That's a Hatcher. Practice tomorrow. I believe that the original schedule.
Isn't that Sam's department?
It is Sam's department, but he's not here. So I'm going to do a quick look and see. Oh, boy, they sent that. 11:30 a.m. at Comerica Center prior to their flight. Could be an option, could not, but that's what the schedule is. All right, Marshall second. One more.
Maybe they're not going to have a full practice and game day.
It could be that, too. Marshall with a DeSmith 99 Cup year. I live in D.C., so you can only make 2 to 3 games a season. Go to the games. It's not your fault they win or lose, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Interesting note, though. I was talking to Tyler Myers. Not today.
You were talking to or talking up to?
No, he was sitting down.
Oh,
so
you're
that
probably
helps.
still talking up.
No, but close.
Were you
Sam was
Were you
eye-to-eye.
standing?
Yes.
Oh,
I was still taller then, but Sam maybe not so much. Tyler Myers' brother.
Sam's on his back right now.
So Tyler's half-brother is Quentin Grimes, who plays in the NBA for the Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers are in Denver tomorrow to play the Nuggets, and then the Stars will be there on Wednesday. Well, they're flying tomorrow. So Tyler is actually going to most likely go to the game. I believe his mom is flying in, maybe some other family members, so they can see and have the two brothers cross paths. Says it doesn't happen very often, but every now and then. And so I wouldn't be surprised if Tyler and maybe a couple other Dallas Stars are at an NBA game in Denver tomorrow night. There you have it. All right. Final score tonight, 6-3. The Mammoth beat the Stars to snap the 15-game point streak, which means 98-99 Stars still have a share in the record. I know you were cheering for them to win tonight, though. So.
Whatever.
For Craig Ludwig,
I just want my float in the summer.
Ryan Voders, I'm Owen Newkirk. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. We will see you Wednesday, pregame show Stars and Avs at 8 p.m. Central Time here on DLLS.
We all silly like the mayor.